So prior to coming to Hoboken Grace, I was not a believer at all. I didn't know what I believed. I was, agnostic until about 2018 when sort of, I was having some professional challenges, had some personal challenges, and in the midst of all of that, had these nudges to look up churches in Hoboken. And so the first one that came up on a Google search was Hoboken Grace Community Church. And so for the first time in my life, I attended a church service in August of 2018. My circle of people in my life were really not believers at the time. So when I came to Hoboken Grace, I really felt welcomed. I felt very much at ease, that it felt like home to me. And the amazing thing about that is that God built this circle of people in my life, this community of believers in my life who were able to then guide me through my trials and tribulations. When I began coming to Hoboken Grace, one of the first conversation series was the financial peace conversation. And towards the end, Pastor Chris made this commitment.
You see, we believe that God has something for you, not that God wants something from you. And so we want to invite you to trust Him with us. The way that it will work is this. We want to invite you for the next 90 days, approximately the next 3 months, to tithe, to bring Him the first 10% of what He gives you. If at the end of that 90 days, you haven't experienced God through that in remarkable ways, we'll give you your money back. You see, we trust Him that He doesn't want something from you, that He wants something for you. We don't just trust Him at a surface level about that. We trust Him at the core of who we are about that.
Now, to me, I didn't know what I believed, right? Because I was new to the faith. So I was still in the process of learning and experiencing the grace and compassion of our Father, right? So even in the midst of my challenge and all the difficulties that I had in my life, I began tithing on a regular basis for those 90 days. And my life was just dramatically different in that 90 days. I went from being homeless to having a roof over my head. By embracing my home in God and me placing my trust in Him, my faith was greatly strengthened. If you had asked me 3 years ago that when I was living on the street where I would be, I would not have predicted any of what has happened in my life. And it's only been possible because of God's provision and how He's provided for me. And that, by the way, would not have been possible had I not placed my home in Him. And so when we talk about the home commitment, this idea of home, it made the conversation and the process just that much easier for me, because I already believed that God provides. We give because He gave first. And so I was ecstatic and very excited to be able to make a commitment to the Home Initiative so that Hoboken Grace can step in, the church can step in and provide for so many other people across our community who are also trying to find home.